Hey guys, Wicks Weight Loss here. I wanted to do this video just to kind of give you an idea what's going on with me at the moment. I've had quite a few of you have got in contact over the last few days. As you may know, I've not been able to do any videos. Well, not that I've not been able to do them, and I haven't done any videos in almost, I think almost 3 weeks. Basically, for those of you who haven't followed me on Instagram and Facebook, because I haven't put anything about this on YouTube yet, I had a bit of bad news to me and came out of nowhere. I'll give you a brief rundown of what happened. I was at work, just reading in just one of our work documents, and just went and had something in my right eye. Just wanted to kind of scratch it out, and I carried on reading while I was reading. As I was scratching my right eye, I realised that I couldn't see out of my left. I thought it was a bit odd. I thought maybe I've caught a bit of light, but over the course of the next kind of 15-30 minutes, realised no, I just can't see out that eye. I thought it might have been from when I was a child. I had glasses, and I don't wear glasses. I thought I grew out of them. I thought, oh, maybe that's catching up with me. So I booked a sight test. Went to that, so this was on the Saturday that it happened. It was the following Wednesday that I went and had my sight test. I didn't think it was anything urgent or anything like that, didn't think much of it. Got there, wasn't told much, was just very urgently rushed to hospital. Straight up to, not even my local hospital, a hospital about 40 miles away, like a specialist, kind of like a kind of bigger hospital, I guess. So rushed there on that day, was there for 6-7 hours, being seen by a few different specialists. Had to go back the next day to go be seen by the hospital specialist, so their boss. And then 2 days later, on the Saturday, went up to London to another hospital to be seen again. So all very urgently, a lot of people wanted to make sure what was going on. Basically, I've got a lot of things disconnected in my left eye, and have been for many years. They've determined that it's the kind of thing that's caused by kind of large trauma to your eye. And when I was a teenager, I used to do martial arts. I was a martial arts instructor, so obviously with that kind of that was full time. That was my job. So with that kind of lifestyle came an element of risk to any part of your body in terms of health, but not something that I'd realised. They quite clearly said to me that your eyes compensate each other. I could see completely fine at the time with both eyes open. But it just slowly, over the course of about 10 years, had degraded. Luckily, I caught it at not an early point. It was very late into it, but I've caught it at least. So they're going to be doing an operation. This is where the whole limbo has come into things, because during this time nobody was really telling me what was going on. All I knew was there was the potential that I could completely lose sight out of my left eye. Didn't know what was going on. Everything was very rushed. Now, I am the type of person who is a big worrier. I don't go in as far as people who have depression, and I mean, I function properly. I go to work, I can maintain a lifestyle, etc. But except for my base comfort, which is food. So straight away I just sunk back into old habits. Over the past nearly 3 weeks, all I've done is sunk back into that comfort to keep me kind of going. It was only in the last few days, so all that happened, as I say, between 2 and 3 weeks ago, and then I heard nothing. They quite clearly explained that I needed an operation as soon as possible. They would get in contact, and I heard nothing up until about 3 days ago. I finally got my letter. So in that time, I was just worrying. They haven't told me kind of much other than the operation itself. I've got to have my left eye's got to be, first of all, it's got to be frozen, then they've got to go in with whatever medical equipment they need to and go and reattach stuff. It's very kind of less than a millimetre fine is all the things that they've got to do. I am going to be put to sleep for it, which is good. I'm also going to have a piece of plastic inserted under my left eye, just so whatever they're doing in there is going to be kind of held and pressured. So fingers crossed my sight will return, because on the day, all of the tests that are over the course of the 3 days, but mainly on the second day I was in hospital, there was a lot of prodding, a lot of it ended up being quite invasive tests into the eye and around the eye. So whatever they did really aggravated what was going on. So currently it is basically like if you put your eye up against or your face up against a frosted glass window, you can make out on the other side probably what is there, but you can't see what it is. So if I now cover this eye, I can tell that there is a black shape in front of me, which is my camera, which is where you guys are. I can tell where everything is because I know the areas, because I know where I am and what is there, but I can't see it properly, which is very, very scary to be able to just use your eye. And there'll be people that are gone through similar things that just know something potentially being taken away from you is quite daunting and quite scary. Now there are people that have gone through far worse than I have, so I'm not saying that there's any kind of special case or anything like that, but for me personally this has been really quite scary, the thought of that one going and then only having one usable eye. As I say, I am a worrier, so instead of trying not to think about it and hoping for the best, I kind of start thinking of worst case scenarios. How am I going to be able to function? Am I going to be able to drive? What quality of life do you have with things like, as I say, with driving? If I can't drive, then am I still going to do my job? I live a couple of towns away from my daughter, so I'd have to work out what I would do with that. And these are all things that rationally I shouldn't have been thinking, but that's what kind of go through my head. So it has been really tough few weeks for me. Obviously I then haven't trained, I haven't been to the gym, I've eaten poorly, I've just sunk back into base comforts like that. So I had, in the last 3 or 4 days, a few people have got in contact, and it's really kind of reignited something within me, especially since I got that letter as well. And now I know when the operation's going to be. It's 2 weeks tomorrow, so that's Monday the 31st, so Halloween. I'm going in for the operation. I'll be in overnight. I don't know yet what the recovery time is going to be for it. They've said that the actual site is going to be potentially months and months. But what they have said in the meantime is before the operation I'm not allowed to do certain exercises. So I'm not allowed to do anything that is high impact. So running I'm not allowed to do, any of my cardio classes basically. So it's anything where I'm kind of running around, you can do the thumping of your feet on the floor can disturb further things in my now with all the things that they've done in their tests. So they just want me to be cautious. There's not necessarily saying that it would happen, but just being cautious. So there are a few things that I am able to do. I have been to the gym today. I had a really good weight session. Today I'm able to do weights. I'm able to do stationary cardio, so the bike I'm able to do, the cross trainer, the not a Stairmaster type stairs, but we have in my gym, there's one which is very much like a cross trainer where you put your feet on 2 pedals and you're just kind of going up and down. That I think seems to be okay because there doesn't seem to be any kind of impact in that. So there's a few things that I am able still to do, and I probably could have, should have been doing them over the past few weeks just to keep things going and keep my mind focused elsewhere, but I didn't. But that's where I want to be going back into now. I've got 2 weeks before the operation, so instead of kind of staying within those kind of comfort levels of just finishing work, coming home, eating some variety of rubbish, and being extremely lazy, the next couple of weeks I just want to get myself back into that, and then we'll take what happens afterwards. They'll give me a time of how long I have to rest, how long I'm able to go back into the gym. I'm hoping it should be relatively short for that. Just need to make sure I'm just doing everything carefully and everything right. So yeah, I wanted to kind of put you guys in the picture because I haven't put anything on the last few weeks, and that really has just been down to the fact that I've been kind of drawn back into myself and just really generally just worried myself more than what I should have probably. I've spoken to a few people now who have had not similar kind of trauma to their eye, but similar kind of process. They've gone through a similar process. I actually spoke today with my stepdad, whose friend had their eye frozen. That was quite daunting to me to think, oh, have your eye frozen, but and they didn't tell me how that was done, but apparently it's done with drops, so that's not so bad. I didn't know what all that it had was the word cryo in it, so you just think anything like Terminator 2 kind of cryo freezing. So yeah, it could be a lot worse, obviously. So I need to put that aside for 2 weeks. Nothing can happen. Nothing can happen in those 2 weeks. So I'm going to try and go back to some sort of a level of normality. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to do my cardio, so I'm going to have to try and replace that in with gym cardio. And but obviously, my weights I can do. That's fine. The most important thing I know more than anything is to get back on the diet and get back on proper eating. So it's Sunday today. When I'm recording this, it's too late to go to shops. Our shop's shut in the UK at 4 o'clock. So I'm going to be going to do a healthy food shop tomorrow. Back on a good plan, and fingers crossed that I can get this stage of my life out of the way, behind me, and move back on, because I know I was doing really well. I can already see where I've put weight on. Oh, and amount wise, I weighed in last Monday, so nearly a week ago. I put £3 on then. I haven't been good this week, so I'm not gonna be able to weigh tomorrow, so it's gonna be another week before I can weigh. I reckon I'm somewhere in the region of between 4 to 5 pounds has gone back on. So I think I'm about two stone loss, there or thereabouts now. So I'm not gonna wait until next Monday. Fingers crossed in that time I can at least take off most, if not all, of the damage that I've caused, and then just carry on from there. So I just wanted to bring you guys up to date, let you know what's going on in my life. I really appreciate all the support. There's been a few people, as I said, got in contact. Some people are people I speak to regularly. Some of the people have been people who I went to school with, who I know and I would consider as a friend if I saw them, but you just don't interact as much as you'd like to. And then a few of the people have been people who have met you on Instagram and live all around the world. So I'm really grateful for just somebody thinking of me and just wanting to let me know that, and they've got in contact and just to see how I am and what's going on. So you know who you are because you've sent those messages, and I'm going to aim to reply to those before this video goes out. As I haven't sent a reply in the last few days, I've just kind of logged on and just seen that all today. But yeah, I wanted to let you guys know what's going on, and hopefully say we can put this all behind us soon, and just get back into normality. I'm really looking forward to seeing out the year strong. I've got a few goals in mind, which I'm going to talk about in the next video, which will be in a week's time, end of year goals. And yeah, think positive. That's what I'm going to do. That's the main force now, is to just think positive and get back on the horse. So I'll catch up with you guys soon. If you haven't already followed me, come over on Instagram, as that's where I'm going to be more daily, or on Facebook, both at Wicks Weight Loss as always. Also, the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my MyFitnessPal, which is also Wicks Weight Loss. So if you've got MyFitnessPal and just want to see what I'm going to be doing each day, I'm going to go back to that tomorrow as well, back to the basics of using that, just to track everything that I'm putting in me. So that'll be Wicks Weight Loss. If you want to add me on there, I'll add you, and you can just see what's going on and make sure I'm kind of keeping up with it. So I'll catch up with you guys soon, and till then, take care.